Hi guys, how are you all? Um, since your exams are nearby, so mm, we may not interact with each other in class, but again I'm doing for you guys from the beginning. So mainly I would like to give a small message here is that so go through the videos which I'm making now, so which is very much basics. Again, we are recollecting them. So I think second semester has already started for you. So you may observe how the circuits are useful for you now by doing in basic electronic device EDC subject. Basically, the diode has been started for you. So how the diode, so what is the circuit you see? That is source and voltage, the diode things. And again, you have a subject called signals and systems, which is very much important thing. In that, in the circuits we come in Fourier series, Fourier analysis things, um, and there signal systems is one of the biggest tough subject. Uh, so in your first years you may have like Fourier series Laplace transforms for mathematical way. So you have learned the things in mathematical way, but you will be experiencing them in this semesters. The how the for the system, like if we said what the system means, it may be an electrical system or maybe an electronic system. So electrical electronic system, which is compared to form in a basic like in a mathematical equation, you're calling it as a system. Okay, for that system you're giving a signal, the signal for the system. So in initial stages the system is classified into different forms like linear system, non-linear system, causal system, non-causal system, and many forms. So what is the linear system? So what if with all this thing system means in what way it is classified is basing on time thing. So up to this junction, in transients we dealt about t equal to 0 to infinite. So before time at t equal to 0, that means up to t equal to 0 the switch is operating. What happened we see in the circuit. Okay, in a similar way, in signal systems, in system up to t equal to 0, what happened before t, that means from minus infinity to 0, from 0 to infinity, what the system is acting. So basically on all things we call causal thing or non-causal thing. So if the system depends on the previous past, means it will causal system, in that way it will be operated. So in that signal systems you have another thing, you may have analog communication systems. So the communication systems based on frequencies things, which is will deal in resonance. So there the frequency things will always come to through. So again, you have a subject called I think we have a control systems thing in third year or second year. Again you will have a signal circuits thing. So the main thing I want to share is here is, if you are strong enough in circuits, so which you are dulled in second semester first year, you can solve all things in next coming years. Okay, so from starting from what is the resistor, what is the RLC components, so inductor, capacitor, and resistor. So what is the source you're acting, what is the current is flowing, what are the phasor diagrams, what is the things. If you understand carefully, the rest of the thing is common. Okay, when you come to, if you know well about signals and systems, so in signals you'll have a subject called discrete um, control systems. There you will be depending on, you will be observing the system based upon the which signal you're giving. Okay, in that same passion you have another subject called mainly control systems, which is very much important thing in research oriented and also, and you'll have embedded systems and later all things, because if you understand EDC, digital electronics, basic basic electronics devices circuit, and you will know much more about now digital control, digital electronics is. So digital electronics means you'll have AND gate, OR gate, and all. So everything is interrelated with circuits. Okay, so don't prepare for semester exams. I'm saying that. So circuit is not for only for semester exams for this same semester, but is in your life it will be very much useful, and in your entire semesters these circuits will follow you. Okay, so kindly watch all the videos and get strong in your basics, and all the best for your next semesters. If you have any doubts, I'm always with you. Just ping me and WhatsApp me, and what are the suggestions I'll give you. Okay, thank you. And now we'll go to what is the current division rule. So the current division rule is when a current source is connected to a parallel resistance R1 and R2. So the supply current is I. So if you want current I1 and current I2, so the simple rule is current division rule. That means the supply current IE, total current, is dividing into two different currents I1 and I2. So the two resistors are connected in series. So the supply current will divide into two resistors. Similarly, the voltage division rule taught us that the supply voltage is divided into V1 plus V2. So ultimately here KVL is satisfying. Here is what KCL is satisfying. What is the KCL? Sum of the currents entering equal to sum of the currents leaving from the node. So at this node the current I is entering, and at this node the current I1 and I2 are leaving. This is KCL. So in KVL, what is happening? Sum of the algebraic voltage in a loop equal to 0, minus V plus V1 plus V2 equal to 0. So therefore the supply voltage equal to what? V1 plus V2. This is a simple, here what we have, the KVL is satisfying and we are getting voltage across R1 and R2, and here KCL is satisfying and we are finding voltage across R1, I1 current through R1 and R2. So for finding what is the current flowing through R1, simply you have a formula I1 equal to the supply current I into corresponding opposite resistance. So if you want to find the voltage current through this R1, so you have to depend on other resistance R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay, so if you want to find current through R2, then the formula is supply current into other resistance R1 by R1 plus R2. So the voltage division rule is V1 equal to what? V into corresponding same resistance. If you want to find the voltage across R1 means you need to depend on R1 only. If you want to find voltage current through R1 is you need to depend on other resistance. So there is a small difference you need to observe here. So these are the fundamental tools you need to understand while solving the circuits. So after solving many circuits, no one asks you to find what is the science in that, because everyone familiar. If you once go to other stage, you will be familiar by solving these questions. Okay, you need to thoroughly know these division rules. So followed for understanding this how we'll this method is useful, we'll solve now. So I'm taking a small circuit. So a small circuit means let us say the supply current, so 10 amps I'm taking, and each individually, let us take this is 2 ohms and this is 3 ohms. Okay, so if you want to find the voltage current through 2 ohm, then I1 equal to what? The supply current into other resistance 3 by 2 plus 3, so sum of R1 and R2. So what you will get? 3 by 5. So 6 amps is flowing through I1, and I2 equal to what? 10 into other resistance 2 by 2 plus 3. So you'll get 20 by 5. So what is having 4 ohms. So I1 is flowing 6 amps and I2 is flowing 4 amps. So this here KCL is some of the currents entering. What is the current entering here at this node is 10 amps equal to what? I1 plus I2. So you're getting I1 equal to 6 amps, I2 equal to 4 amps. So totally the KCL is satisfied here. Okay. So in a later you mesh analysis, you will do the how you will do mesh analysis. You will find this. You'll have all these things, but this is not important here. Now, basing on this approach only, we'll solve one problem here. So I'm taking a supply current like 10 amps and having a resist. Say let us take this is 2 ohms, and again so this is the circuit I'm having, and this is 4 ohms. Let us say this is 4 ohms and this is 4 ohms. So I want to find the current through this value. Let us say this Ix. Okay. So simply the circuit is given to you, and the examiner want you to find the current by current division rule. So he'll mention by solve by current division rule. So you ask by current division rule, find current through 4 ohm. So this is the question. So how you will find? So while someone asks you to current division rule, in your mind this thing, the frame, you should be framing the circuit. You need to frame the circuit in this form. Okay. So if you know the current through this branch, so if you observe carefully, this is entire thing is one branch and this is one branch. So that is say this is R1 and R2. So this branch, entire this branch is, let us say this is R2. Okay, this entire branch is R1. So this entire branch is R1 and this branch is R2. For seeing it is complicated. If you analyze carefully, it will be very easy. Okay. So by reduction technique, you will reduce this entire thing into one resistance. How? These two things are in parallel. So 4 ohm, 4 are in parallel. When 4 ohm, 4 in parallel means 4 into 4 by 4 plus 4. So what you get? 2 ohms you get. So 16 by 8. So you replace this 2 ohms in this branch. So this 2 ohms and this is 2 ohms and this is 4 ohms. Okay. Now this 2 ohms are in series. So you reduce this into one branch. How you will reduce? This is 4 ohms and this is 4 ohms. So if you know the value current I1, so this current I1 again will divide into Ix and some other thing. So my aim is to find I1. So this entire branch is reduced to this thing. Okay, this thing is common. Okay, 4 ohm. So I1 by current division rule is what? Supply current is what? 20 ohms. So 20 ohm supply current into other corresponding resistance, other opposite resistance is 4 by 4 plus 4. So what do you get? 20 into 4 by 8. So 10 amps is flowing through this branch. So total supply current is 20 ohms, 20 amps. 10 amps is flowing through this branch and 10 amps will flow to this branch. If 10 amps is flowing through this branch and again up to here it is 10 amps is flowing, again this 10 amps will get divided. So again current is getting divided. Here what is there happening? Current is flowing here and it is dividing into two branches. Similarly I1 current is flowing, again it is getting divided. Okay. So if you know I1, so again I am replacing again here. So So you got I1 equal to what? 10 amps. This 10 amps again will divide into two branches. So this 10 amps is will be divided like this. Okay, I need Ix. So Ix, similarly by voltage division rule, Ix equal to what? Supply current. The supply current to this branch is what? I1. So I1 into other resistance is what? 4 ohms by 4 plus 4. So finally you will get 10 into 4 by 8. So 5 amps is flowing through this branch. So the Ix equal to 5 amps. So you can cross check by KCL or other method, mesh analysis or node analysis. So the way to solve the current division, the circuit in current division rule is this thing. Okay. So in next class we'll solve about source transformation techniques. What is the voltage source? What is the current source? What is the practical voltage source? What is the practical current source? And we'll solve a few other problems. Thank you.